Hey guys, I'm Deeflash. I just wanted to go through my live setup and show you guys what goes into doing a live PA for my Sunday Panic album. So we're going to come over here and take a look at the setup. First we've got Native Instruments Maschine. I've got it loaded up with a few different groups. We've got some drum hits and then some samples that were used in the tracks for Sunday Panic. And then some bleepy sounds. And with that I can build rhythms on the fly to add to the tracks. So I may use note repeat and change up the rhythm as I'm playing. And then we're using the Launchpad to trigger the actual clips that are in the live set. And then for controlling the actual devices in the live set and the tracks, I've got a custom remote SL template that I've created myself to control what's going on in the track. So I've got my track selects mapped to here. On each track we've got device maps for just effects and different controls like that. And then I've got my return sends down here, and that allows me to, I just have a reverb on send A, and that helps with builds and things like that. And then down here I'm using these pads to actually control the tempo of the track. So if you come down all the way down here on the bottom of the row is 124, and then up here is 128, and that's how I can control the tempo and not have to do jumps or map a knob to it. So that's pretty much the hardware setup. I've also got Native Instruments Audio 8 sound card, and then all this gear plugs into the computer. So we've got the sound card plugged into the side of the laptop directly, and then I've got a USB hub for all the MIDI controllers. I found that plugging the sound card into the USB hub could overload and you don't get as good of quality, so plug it directly into the laptop, and then the MIDI hub, or the USB hub with the MIDI devices, goes into the side of the laptop. So that's what's going on the outside, and now I'll take you on the inside so you can see what's going on in the live set. Okay, so here's our live setup. What we've got here is each track is divided up into loops, and I've got different parts on each individual track. So we've got percussion over here, we've got bass, all the pads, leads, and additional leads, and then some effects on here. And these are just where I keep notes to know where I'm at in a track. So this first track is Sunday Panic, the next track is Ain't That Swell, or Ain't It Swell, and then going down, Ambush, Through and Through, and just terms of separation, tribute, and going on all the way through the whole album. So this is what I use when I'm actually playing out live for a live set. So as you can see, we've got the different tracks controlled by the Launchpad, and then you could just jump through the track using the Launchpad. And so now we're all the way down to Ambush, and if I want to bring it apart from there, I can do that by just triggering that loop. So you can actually create a remix of this album on the fly. Now on each track, like I said, I have custom racks. The racks are just using some effects that I download from Tarakith's website. You could just go to www.tarakith.com, and he's got a bunch of DJ effects which add a lot to the tracks. So I'll trigger this 303 loop and show you what the effects sound like. So we can stretch it out with the delay. This is a filter which actually helps with mixing in some different parts. So if you want to mix in a more bassy part, you can use that. What we've also got with the Maschine going on is we've got the Maschine on this track, and then I've got one of the sounds from the Maschine is going through a beat repeat to add a little flavor to it. So that bleepy sound that I had actually goes into there. So if we do this, and then we've got the actual Maschine output going out to here, so that when I actually record the live set, I have it recorded to wave. So I mean, that's pretty much all that we've got going on here. It's nothing tricky, nothing advanced, because when you're in a live situation, you want to be able to pay attention to what's going on and know where you are in a track right off the bat. So I'll just show you a part of the track, and what I'll do is actually stop all the clips and I'll bring them in each one at a time so you can see how I broke up the tracks. So here's Tribute. We've got the kick, and we've got the clap, and we'll bring in the hi-hats, and then we've got our percussion, and then if I wanted to bring in some a custom loop on the fly, let's say that it just goes with the night and where we're going, I could actually just jump into the Maschine step sequencer and trigger off some bloops. And so you can hear what those effects are doing. We can actually mute these, and you can hear. It's very subtle, but it adds a little something to the style of it. So now we'll bring in the next part, which is the bass. Now we've got the filter on the bass. And now we can bring in the pads. We can mute them and bring them in. And we could bring in the reverb. So you can see with the live setup, you can kind of change around the track so that depending on what the crowd is doing and what's going on in the night. We've also got some custom effects on the actual Maschine setup, so I'll pull that up so you can see what I'm talking about. Well, let's give it a drop. So we've got two effects in Maschine, and what's going to that, we've got a little bit from the bleepy sound. So if I want to bring that in, actually it's going to it right now. So if we mute it, you can hear what it sounds like without it. Again, it's very subtle. There it is. Just pulls it out of the mix a little bit. We don't really have anything from here going into there. I think we've got this one going in. Yeah, this one's going in. It's going into the Mind Freeze also. Yeah. So I can pull that in and you can hear it. that's pretty much what was going on here. Again, like I said, we keep it simple and basic. The fun of this is that we can actually change around the tracks, change around the order, and even bring in parts from other tracks. So that pretty much brings us down to what's going on in this live setup. If you have any questions, feel free to send me some comments on YouTube or send me an email. And if you would like to download one of my live PA sets, just go to music.deeflash.com or deeflash.bandcamp.com. Thanks!